Hey guys, Frightener22 here, welcoming you back to another At the Movies review. It's a pretty early Friday morning, and basically got up pretty early this morning to give you guys this full-fledged review because I got back late last night from the midnight show of Piranha 3D. Now, like many of the movies that I've been seeing this summer and reviewing for At the Movies, this was a very, very big anticipated film for the summer season, at least for me. It should be noted that this film is actually a remake of the 1978 cult classic directed by Joe Dante and produced by the infamous Roger Corman. But this 2010 remake shot in 3D is actually directed by Alexandre Aja. He was responsible for Hot Tension. He gave us the 2008 flick Mirrors. He remade The Hills Have Eyes not too long ago. And Piranha 3D is his latest directorial effort. Basically, in this film, what's going on is the man-eating piranhas they emerge from this underwater cove that's been upset. So there's just thousands of them swarming this spring break hotspot. So that's basically the gist of the story. It's very simplistic, very straightforward, and that's what you're getting as far as plot. Just a bunch of man-eating piranhas are set loose in this really hot, ass-kicking spring break spot. Now, the cast was something really unique and one that I really dug. I turned to my buddy at the end of the film and I just said that I really, really enjoyed the nice variety of casting in this. You get a little bit of old school, a little bit of, 80s, and then a lot, and then even a pinch of, like, new school for, people of this generation. You have the likes of Stephen McQueen from the latest show, The Vampire Diaries. You have Elizabeth Shue playing his mother, who is also the sheriff of the town. Ving Rhames playing her deputy. You have Christopher Lloyd, Mr. Doc Brown himself. Adam Scott from Step Brothers and Party Down, as well as a really, really kick-ass cameo by Richard Dreyfuss, who's just practically playing his famous role from Jaws in a little cameo. And you also have the likes of Jerry O'Connell from Scream 2 fame, who he plays a fucking awesome, funny-ass character, very reminiscent of the guy that runs the Girls Gone Wild company. And, yeah, it's just a really, really awesome cast. You also get another cool cameo by director Eli Roth. He plays a similar character to Jerry O'Connell's, but his appearance is very brief. But, yeah, it's just a really, really cool cast. Nobody bothered me the whole movie. I just thought that everybody really brought their own flavor to the movie and just, really had something special to offer throughout this 90-minute flick. Now, the one thing that I can say is that in a very mediocre summer season, Piranha 3D, as much as it was originally set to debut during the March and April season, I remember being kind of pissed off when they shifted the release date from March or April to the end of summer, because after all, this is a film that takes place during the spring break season, and it would have just, at least to me, it seemed like it would have been perfect. But luck may have it that since this summer was so mediocre and, there wasn't too many, like, amazing, great things out there, Piranha 3D is just, the kick in the ass that this summer season needed. This movie is so fucking awesome. I mean, I can't even explain just how thrilled and happy I was at, come the end title. I just thought this film was awesome and exactly what everybody needs to get out and see this summer season for a good, old school, popcorn fun fest. I mean, for starters, the blood in this, the gore is just unreal, man. It is just so over the top, so tongue-in-cheek, and just so much fun. I mean, Aja just really got it right. I mean, he's a French filmmaker who really got his break a few years ago, but this guy, coming on board Piranha 3D, really understands what, the American audiences want to see when it comes to a horror film, and he fucking passed with flying colors in this film. The gore, I just couldn't get enough of. I mean, these friggin' piranhas are just fucking ruthless in this. I mean, there's just unbelievable, special effects and makeup designs. I thought that everybody was done up really, really cool. And that's like, that's exactly what I wanted to see. If I'm going to see a movie of, a remake of a cult classic that I hold in such high regard, you need to really up the ante on it, and doing really great gore effects was the way to go, and he really passed with flying colors in that department. Secondly, the nudity in this film, gratuitous to the max, man. Again, Aja knows exactly what American audiences are looking for, especially American male audiences, but, yeah, man, the nudity was just totally gratuitous. I mean, there's just, it's like Girls Gone Wild times 10 in this film. I mean, you see 3D tits in front of you, like right in your face coming at you. I mean, how many films could you possibly say have that? I mean, everywhere you turn, it's, crazy drunken kids on spring break, so you know exactly what you're expecting. But I mean, this thing was, there's just so many times where it's just so reminiscent of a Girls Gone Wild video, and I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to accomplish. And another thing that he passed with flying colors, that is one department that this film certainly did not lack in, was their fair share of nudity. Everything was tip-top shape. The girls look wonderful in this movie. Really, really great casting of extras. Just phenomenal job on that department. The one thing that I can say that people might get a little irked by, but I'm going to defend, is the CG piranhas. Now, I will say that at times they kind of look a little too phony, and the CG doesn't look the best, but in Piranha 3D's defense, and this is the first time that I've ever gone out on a leg defending CG, the CG really worked for the spirit of this film, because it's very tongue-in-cheek, over-the-top film, and at the conclusion of the film, I was explaining to my friend, and we both agreed with each other, saying that, the CG implemented on the piranhas was very reminiscent of how people like myself feel for, stop motion in 80s films. Like, it was the same kind of love and appreciation. It just, came across as, just as charming as stop motion was as the 80s. And that's really how I felt for the first time with, not the best CG. I'm not going to say that, every fucking shot of the piranhas looked bad. They didn't, actually. On the contrary, they looked pretty good, especially, like, in the water. And, especially, in the water when they're attacking certain people. There's just certain shots, perhaps, when they're in a fish tank, when Christopher Lloyd, who plays, like, a piranha expert, is explaining, that you could just clearly see that this is, like, a computer-generated fish and whatnot, but I just really bought into it. I just liked the tongue-in-cheekness of it. It was meant to be very over-the-top. So, the not the greatest CG at certain times really didn't bother me at all. I just think that it added to the overall flavor of the film, which I thought was really cool, because like I said, this is the first time that I've ever felt like, I would, stand here defending, lackluster CG at times. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was just, something really cool for me to, just take notice of and, have a love for. Overall, I have to tell you guys that you would be a fucking idiot not to go out and see Piranha 3D. I went to the midnight show, and there must have been no more than 12 people there. I mean, for me, that's great, because I can't stand a fucking annoying audience. It pisses me off. It gets me in a bad mood. But I was just kind of surprised that nobody was going out. I mean, Piranha 3D really doesn't have any competition this week, unless you consider a lottery ticket with Bow Wow competition. I certainly don't. But, yeah, I found it really interesting that there wasn't, a huge crowd at Piranha 3D, but me and my friend both said that, if anything, this film is going to catch a really big word of mouth. So, let it be known that Frightener 22 is the first one to kickstart that word of mouth. Piranha 3D is fucking awesome. All you guys need to go out there opening night to see how cool this is. For starters, just to tell you guys about the 3D, everything in this movie was shot so well. The 3D gags are incredible, and I can guarantee you this is the only movie that you will see a 3D gag involving a man-eating piranha and a penis. I'm just gonna leave that up to you guys, and do what you will with it, but see this fucking movie. It fucking ruled. Now, in closing, if any of you guys are gonna be at the Monster Mania Horror Convention in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, I will be there Saturday. John Carpenter, Pet Sematary reunion, Nightmare on Elm Street 5 reunion, all cool shit. I'll be there, so if you guys happen to see me and want to shoot the shit, feel free to come up to me, and please look out, because this Sunday, the big, huge announcement that I've been hyping up and talking about is coming to the channel. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned for what's coming up for Frightener 22. The big announcement hits Sunday on the channel. As always, guys, thanks again for tuning in to my At the Movies review, and I'll see you Sunday with the big announcement. Thanks again.